Good evening, friends. It's Sunday evening here in the UK. I'm out on the Norden. I finally acquired a Norden. It's mine. And the sun is just setting in this gorgeous Hampshire countryside. We've now got an extra hour of daylight to play with. I must say I'm quite pleased about that. Or riding after work in the evenings. Just thought I'd share my thoughts as an initial owner of the Norden. Really, obviously I did the test drive and share some thoughts. I did then go on and buy one. Didn't unfortunately buy it for Midwest Racing. Whole Shot Motorsport were my closest, and I thought, well, for servicing and any warranty stuff, that probably makes sense, sadly. So I bought it from Whole Shot. But thank you, Midwest Racing, for lending me your bike. But yeah, I still think it's a gorgeous bike, actually, and mine's completely stock. So this is completely stock Norden. I've ridden it for, let's have a look, we're just trying to run her in for first service. So I've ridden it for 468 miles now. I think the service is at about 600. One thing I will mention, you may have noticed I've got this little spoiler clipped on. It's only a cheapy eBay job, 20 quid, clip on. I think I nicked it off another bike I had, so it's not smoked. I think that's a must if you're going to buy one of these. Especially if you're going to wear a peaked enduro MX type helmet, you're gonna if you're tall, you're gonna get buffeted by the wind. I think even if you're not tall, you're probably gonna get buffeted by the wind. This fairing's good, you know, it takes most of it off you, but it leaves you getting whacked about a bit in the helmet department. So I think my advice would be you're gonna want one of these. So get yourself a spoked one off of eBay or Amazon and stick it on. I also read somewhere that these pretty ugly wing mirrors might be the cause of some of the turbulence. I think I was reading that on the Rottweiler page. So I've ordered some of the flip out mirrors that you sort of bolt onto the handguards. I've seen some on Facebook and some of the groups, and people seem to really like them. So I've ordered some of those from America, so they're on their way. So I'm going to try those. Maybe they're Australian actually, wherever they come from. I've ordered some, they're on their way. I'll put them on and take off the original mirrors, and I'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, I was going to upgrade to like bark busters, but I'm not the kind of rider that's going to really hardcore off-road this. So I think I'll stick with the stock handguards for now, and if I break them, I'll replace them. So yeah, I've been wanting to break it in and get that first service done, because right now I can only go up to 6,500 revs, and it starts flashing, you know, the warning light starts flashing on the rev limiter, and then so you change early, and you don't find out what the bike's really got in reserve. And my God, it's pretty quick if you just shortchange it and shift up at 6,500 revs. So when it goes to 9 or 10, I mean, it's just going to be insane. This bike is really, really pleasing. I have to say, initially I was a bit concerned about what I'd bought or what I'd done, less than what I bought. I was thinking, oh, it's not as doesn't feel like my old 1150. That was a just heavy bike. It glided along, it glided along effortlessly. It was a nice touring bike, and I didn't like the engine on this Husky. I really didn't like this parallel twin, the old 890 engine. It just felt like it revved too quickly. It didn't have any meat to it, or any vibes, or any and maybe the electric throttle as well as part of that. You just twist the throttle and it would rev up, and it all seemed very, very loose, and also a bit rattly and a bit noisy. There's something about the engine didn't gel with me. As I've ridden it for the 400 miles I have, I've grown to love this bike more and more. I think the biggest thing that won me over was the insane performance this bike's got. It's an adventure bike, it's comfortable, but it's light. It's got that kind of, I don't know, flickable dirt bike feeling, and also balance, that if you lose the back end on the dirt, you feel like you're in control. You don't feel like it's a disaster, or you're going to come off. So it's got that lightweight flickability, but it's got kind of all-day adventure bike comfort. I rode it up to Stratford upon Avon, probably about 250, 300 mile round trip, and it was pretty comfy. One thing I can recommend doing, though, I'm a tall rider. I took out the plastic inserts or rubber inserts from the foot pegs, and that gives you about an extra inch. I was thinking about bar risers, because I wanted to be able to stand up, and people have noted that's a different, more aggressive riding position, and you should be bending your legs standing up, but I wanted a bit more room. I took out those rubber inserts and actually bought myself probably another inch of leg room, really, by throwing those away or putting them on the bench in the garage. But yeah, this bike has just got so much potential, so many beans. The handling is just superb. I mean, I'm throwing myself into corners that I've ridden on my other bikes. I know how fast I would normally take them, and I look down and I'm doing, you know, 15-20 miles more on this thing. So I'm riding it like a sports bike. It's at least as comfortable as a bigger adventure bike, or, you know, it's not got all of the refinements, but you know, it can do it. It's got kind of dirt bike credentials. You could take it off road. I've been flicking it about, skidding around. Stuff I would never have done with the GS because I was so scared of dropping it. Just dropping the clutch in, revving it, and just losing traction on the back wheel, just for fun because you can, and then realizing actually, you're finding the balance point of doing that, and it's not a disaster. You're not going to come off. You're not going to lose it. So actually, it's probably challenging me to be a better rider, or maybe more of a hooligan. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm really happy with this purchase. That's what I was going to share with you. So I think it's a great bike. It's everything I wanted in the 890, the KTM that I didn't buy, with a bit more, the refinements and comforts that I was kind of missing in the 890, which is the reason I didn't buy one. So it's got that. It's got all day long adventure travel credentials. You could ride this long journeys. The cruise control is a fantastic feature to have. I use it every time I get on the motorway, flick the cruise control on, and it pretty much drives itself. It's so well balanced with the low centre of gravity. You can pretty much ride without your hands on the handlebars and just use your body weight to steer. Not that I do. But yeah, those are great features. And the engine performance it just feels like sports bike performance, a lightweight kind of dirt bike-esque adventure bike styling and position. And yeah, it's kind of, I don't want to gush too much, but it feels like it's kind of got it all. So apart from that whopping headlight, which you either love or hate, and I'm not sure, I'd prefer a sort of 2 headlight dealio like the Ducati Desert X. I kind of like that 80s style, but I don't mind it. And I can't, this bike just does it all, really. So that's my my gushing feelings at the moment. So I was worried I'd bought a bit of a lemon, and now I'm not. I'm glad I bought this bike. One thing I'm going to say though, Rhino Walk. If you haven't seen these guys, they're on Amazon. It's at least as good as a Krieger, but about, I don't know, a third of the price. This was, I think, 25 quid. This is a 10-litre pack. They do 20 and 30, and they all clip onto each other. So I think I'm going to buy the rest of them, actually. I think I can see, just bolting on bags. But I just bought this because I needed something on the back. And the quality is actually superb for the price. So if you haven't checked those out before, they're on Amazon, Rhino Walk, and they do bigger bags, and you can link them all together. I'd highly recommend them. Anyway, guys, enjoy, take care, and maybe I'll make another one soon.